Hey guys, good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to Forge. And on this channel, I share practical tips on graphic design to help you become a better designer. So in this video, I want to show you how I generate AI images for my designs. So if you have ever wondered how people generate those realistic AI images for flyers, social media posts, book covers, or brand projects, I will walk you through my process step by step. So before we get started, do me a quick favor, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any of the videos I have coming. All right, so let's get into it now. The truth is, anyone can type anything into an AI tool, right? But there is a huge gap between an image that looks AI generated and one that looks like it came from a design studio, a real studio. You see, in this video, I will show you the exact process, the tools, and the prompt formula pros use to close that very gap, right? So on my screen now, here are two images. One is generic, one is realistic. So you can tell that the one on your left hand side right now looks generic, right? Then the other looks realistic. So they ought to be the same image, but what exactly is the difference? What is the gap in between? So that is why I'm making this video, to help you close that particular gap so that we know how to generate images properly for your design. But first, I want us to go through the overall process. I want to walk you through the pipeline before we touch the prompt itself, right? So now, first thing you must do, right, is to define the brief. You must define the brief. Just like every design project, you define the brief. Now you must answer, what is this image for? Is it for a banner, a product mock-up, a social media post, for packaging, so on, or whatever it is, right? Because on the long run, this is going to help you make certain decisions, like the aspect ratio, the style, and the tools, the AI tool that you are going to use, right? So number two is reference gathering. Now, what does this mean? See, before you prompt, because every AI model will respond better when you can describe or upload a reference. If you can properly describe what you want, or you upload a reference, you are going to get the best out of AI. So a lot of people want to start creating or writing prompts from their mind, right? And on the long run, they are not able to explain rather in details or speak the language that the AI will understand, right? To be able to give them that exact stuff. So you must put up your reference together. Look for 3 to 5 images that are in the kind of style that you want. Put them together, upload them to your AI. Your AI can reference those style and give you the exact stuff that you want. So number three, the third thing, is to draft, to create, and review. Like every design, right? Your first image that you generate should be treated like a sketch, because the first pass can never be final, or may never be final, right? So you must learn to treat it as a sketch. So the fourth thing is to iterate. Now, to iterate means to refine your wording when needed, right? When necessary, to adjust your parameters when necessary, and to use variations. We are going to be looking at all that. So the fifth one is to upscale or to edit, right? So for instance, if the quality of the image generated is not up to the production resolution that you want, you can upscale it, right? You can upscale your image, your generated image for production resolution, right? You can upscale it if it is not up to. You can also use the AI to remove the background, because in most cases, when I finally get what I want, the last thing that I will always do, except when I do not need to remove the background, the last thing that I will always do is to also instruct or prompt the AI to remove the background, from the image for me, right? So you can do all that. So then the sixth thing is to export, right, or import into whichever software you want to use it, whether Figma, Photoshop, Illustrator, wherever you want to you want to use it, right? So these are very, very necessary. Now these six steps are the overall process. Now the next thing, before we look into prompting properly, right, before we look into the formula, we are going to look at the basics or the foundation or the fundamentals of prompt engineering, right? Now this very aspect of it is going to show you or explain to you how image models read a prompt. So before you give a prompt to whatever model you want to do, right, that you want to use, right, so you must understand how that model reads a prompt. Yeah, just like when you see someone, I read something one time that when you speak a language that a person do not know to the person, it enters the person's head, or how they say it. But when you speak the language that he knows, it enters the person's heart. So in other words, I said that to say that you must first understand how these AI models read prompts, how they interpret your prompts to themselves, before you are able to write a good prompt. And you must understand that before you are exposed to the formula, the prompt formula, right? So number one, you must understand that models weigh early words more heavily, right? They weigh early words more heavily. So in other words, what you are going to do when you are prompting, the first thing you will want to do is to put your subject first. Don't bury your subject in the sentence. Now I want to take you to ChatGPT. Let me illustrate this to you as we're moving forward now. All right, here we are. For instance, we want to generate an image of a female freelancer who is holding a silver laptop. Now the subject here is the female freelancer. So you are going to start with African, because I want a black female, African female, all right, freelancer. So by so doing, right, so the model is able to interpret this, that what you want is an image of a female freelancer, before describing the pose, the action, the background setting, the style, so on and so forth. But first is the subject, right? Just imagine you want to generate such an image. Then you are first of all saying, okay, she is holding a laptop. Even the she itself is still describing what's it called, the subject. Maybe you start with the action, maybe holding a laptop, so on and so forth. So they interpret it wrongly. You will get a wrong interpretation. So what you are supposed to do is to put premium rather on early words on the subject first, as part of the early word, or as the early word itself. So number two is you have to be concrete, not abstract. You have to be concrete, not abstract. For instance, when you use words like modern, right? Your AI model might not be able to interpret that properly, because it's more or less like a general word, right? So when you break it down to maybe minimalist or flat or color, thin line, so on and so forth, you see that means a whole lot to your AI model. For instance, when I'm generating images, most especially for brands, If I want to get the exact color, maybe I want the person to put on an orange color t-shirt, right? I go as far as writing the color code for that particular orange that I want, right? Because when you say purple, there are lots of purple, there are lots of pink, there are lots of blue, there's royal blue, there's navy blue. So you may not be able to just tell, or you shouldn't just tell the AI wearing a blue shirt. It will give you a blue that is not working with the brand. So you just have to break these things down. So number 3 is to specify what you want. This is self-explanatory. Specify what you want. Don't go about saying what you do not want, right? Specify it. Be very direct. So because there's such a thing as negative prompting. So number 4 is one concept per clause. I'm going to explain this better while we proceed. One concept per clause, because when your idea is broad and they are all jam-packed together, it will confuse the composition of your image. It will confuse the model, right? So the composition becomes confused. So the next one is show style through references. You see, show style through references. You are definitely going to learn how to show style through referencing by uploading your reference photo or a reference image to the AI model to be able to see. For instance, if you want to do camera angle, there are certain camera angle that you yourself may not be able to describe, right? So you need to reference it by giving the AI a reference, right? So the last one here before we move to the formula and prompting, right, is iterate like a designer critique a draft. Like a designer critique a draft. You see, you must learn to identify one thing to fix per regeneration, maybe a lighting, maybe a color, or so on and so forth. Instead, a lot of people go about, when they find out that that is not what they want to rewrite the prompt. No, you might necessarily don't need to rewrite the prompt. Just learn how to identify things that are not working in the composition. Then you start correcting them one after the other. After the first generation, you can instruct or about the model, about what's it called, the color, right? To fix the color. All right, so it will fix it for you, so on and so forth. So the next thing we want to quickly look at now, and this is where we're going to start doing practicalizing everything now, is the prompt formula. The prompt formula, right? What is the formula for prompting? What is the formula for prompting? Number 1, I've said your subject first. Your subject first, right? Then after the subject, right, the next thing you want to talk about is the action or the pose. So then the next thing you want to talk about is the style, right? The next thing you want to talk about is the lighting. The next thing you want to talk about is the camera angle, stroke, the shot type. The next thing you want to talk about is the color. The next thing you want to talk about is quality or resolution. Then lastly, technical parameters, right? If you've ever seen a solid AI generated image, one thing you are going to notice is that it follows this formula. It follows this pattern. You must start with your subject, right? Because your subject is the main focus. So the action or pose is what the subject is doing. The setting is the environment. The style or medium is the visual language. Then the lighting stroke mode is I think emotional tone, right? So the camera angle stroke shot type is the framing or the perspective. So the color palette is the brand alignment, right? Then the resolution or quality is the rendering fidelity, right? Rendering fidelity. Then the technical parameters, they are the two specific settings. Now we want to practicalize. Want to go to our AI tool now so that we practice something. Now let's go. All right, so the first two AI model that we are going to use is the Flow. I'm going to leave the link in the comments in the description of this video so that you can access it from there. Is Google Flow, right? So we also have Chat GPT, and we have Google Gemini, but there are a lot of them. So we are going to start with Flow, because I love Flow. Flow gives me more of what I want, right? So now we are going to click the new project button first of all. So when we click the new project button, the first thing I want to do is let's come to these settings here, right? If we come to these settings here, then what we're going to do is to select whichever what's called aspect ratio we want it to be. But meanwhile, I want to use this 3:4, right? I want to use 3:4. Then this time S2 S1 is actually equally talking about how many options do you want this particular model to generate at once. Is it just one option or two options? But I want to use two so that I will be able to have varieties to choose from. Then here where you have Nano Banana, I'm going to click here. Then I'm going to choose Nano Banana Pro, right? I've changed it from Nano Banana 2 to Nano Banana Pro. So this is for video, right? So we are not generating video now, so we're just going to leave this, right? So the next thing we're going to do is to click on save. Now let us not forget the formula. First is subject, right? First is subject, and the next is action stroke pose. Then the next is setting, the next is style, plus lighting and the camera angle, so on and so forth. So I'm going to copy, because of time, I'm going to copy the prompt I have now, and I'm going to bring it here, right? Let me paste it so I will illustrate from here. Now you see a female freelancer holding an open silver laptop in one hand while gently touching her white over-ear headphones with the other. Now this is a female freelancer. This is the subject, right? Then from here, this is the action, right? So on and so forth, ultra realistic, so on and so forth. So you find out that he has this hyper detailed 8K, which talks about the quality, the resolution, photorealistic. All those are the quality. Then where we have HDRO, global illumination rate, blah 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 blah. So these are the technical parameters. All right, so those are the two specific. If you are not a photographer, you might not be able to understand what ISO is. ISO is the I think the volume of light that is coming into the camera. So these are settings that a photographer can interpret. But how will you know? I'm going to show you in this video. So now that we've been able to add this prompt to it, so the next thing we're going to do is just to hit this arrow button so that this very model will generate our image for us. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm also going to bring the the prompt to Chat GPT, right? And I'm going to click enter, and I'm going to bring the prompt also to Gemini, right? Let's see, okay, I'm going to bring it to Gemini, right? Then I want to hit that button. So we are going to give them few seconds or few minutes, depending on how fast my internet is right now, to give us a result. Now my flow is almost there. It's almost there. So in the next few seconds, we're going to be seeing, okay, this is 30%, 32%. All right, so let's give it a little time. Okay, now you see Gemini is ready, right? So I'm going to download this first of all. I'm going to download that. Let me see if I can let's open it now. All right, so you see, if I zoom it out, the quality is not what I want, right? Definitely because of the background. If you notice my prompt, right? So I did I insisted on a plain what's called a PNG background, a transparent background. I didn't want it to be on any background, right? So the color, this particular color is my brand color, so I intentionally just included somehow while I was working on the what's it called, the prompt. So we are going to come back to we're going to come back here now to see. All right, so we flow is ready, this is ready as well, whereas ChatGPT is ready as well. Now you see all of these, they are giving us different style, but they are very very similar, right? So now the reason why I'm using three tools right now is to be able to determine which one is going to give me the best quality that I want. But meanwhile, Flow do it for me all the time. So Flow is always okay. Which one are we gonna choose here? I think okay, but I think this is better. So I'm going to use this download button. Then I will upscale it to 2K, right? So, and this is what makes Flow better, because you can actually upscale it to 2K. It's because it's on a free a free plan. So if I upgrade it, I can increase it to 4K. So which is absolutely beautiful. But 2K is enough for us. So you see, this is excellent. This is perfect, right? This is perfect. So you can actually use this to do your design without it looking generic, right? So on and so on and so forth, so on and so forth. So now one thing we are going to do next is that just in case you want to let's talk about referencing. And for that referencing, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just open a new chart for this, and I'm going to upload an image for referencing that I want to reference, right? So I'm going to use this particular image, right, for referencing. Then what I want to do is to give a command to what's it called, a prompt to ChatGPT to say, write a detailed prompt that recreates the exact image, maintaining all camera angles in an ultra realistic 8K style. So when I click on enter, it's gonna write the prompt for me. Yep. So you now find out that if I copy this prompt, right? If I copy this prompt, bring it here. Let's come back to Flow. So if I open a new project, remember the settings, right? I come back to Flow. Then let's come to Nano Banana Pro. I want to use this. Then save, right? So if I copy and paste it here, so let us wait and see what it is going to do. Just a little moment. Let's wait and see what it is going to do. Right. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. Let's wait to see what it is going to do. Oh, Rataka Krish. Just a moment. So because if you come here, you find out that even the technical parameters, they were all described here, right? Because you might not be able to determine that if you are not exposed to photography and all of that. So This gives us a detailed something. And most times you can tweak this prompt, right, to meet what you want, right? If you want to change the clothing, for instance, you can come here, right? You can come to where the clothing was described, where she's dressed in a premium color, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. So you can from here tweak what she is wearing, and the result is going to give us something very different. Now you see that we are able to get something not 100% accurate as that one, but we are able to get the style, we are able to get the camera angle, we are able to get the dressing, the skin tone, so on and so forth, right? So this is the importance of referencing. Now let's assume I want to use this particular stuff for my own brand design, right? So what I'm going to do is to copy this stuff, right? Then I'm going to open okay, I'm going to open a notepad. So what I'm going to do, a fashionable young African woman who with deep brown skin posing while looking directly to the camera and bring offer. Okay, I can change this to a fashion. Do I still need fashionable, or I should use a fashionable young African man or guy, right? Or guy. Then let's assume I want my own picture to be in that particular style. So a fashionable African guy with reference on the attached image, because I'm going to attach my image on the attached image with exact facial structure, texture, complexion, and features. All right, and features. Okay, so with deep brown skin, I won't need this anymore, because I've already described here that the referenced image, I want it to have the exact face of the referenced image. I'm going to remove with deep brown skin. Okay, I'm going to remove this place, right? So looking directly into the camera, gently holding the brim of her white curved of his. All right, we just have to white curved with his left hand. He wears oversized glossy black hat glasses that covers and blah blah blah. I think that is already described on the facial, but let's go. A small silver nose ring, subtle silver earring, natural glossy lips, her shoulder length, or this should go. So her shoulder, length, wavy dark, is it his? Wavy dark hair. The hair is already described. Her shoulder, wavy length. Okay, no, that's already described. Naturally brunette. The cap, no need, because it's gonna copy. So he is dressed in a premium color black quilted profile. I think I love that jacket. I still want to wear that jacket, right? So the composition is captured from a dramatic top down bed, eye, so on and so forth. Facial like lens, blah 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 blah. The background, blah blah blah. The style now. Ultra realistic camera faction, photography, luxury, streetwear campaign, so on and so forth. So camera and composition, extreme bird eye, so on and so forth. Color palette, burnt orange, so on and so forth. Quality. Now here we go. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to come back to what's it called, flow. This thing is fine. I'm going to come back to flow, right? So I'm going to click on new project. I'm going to click on new project, right? So I'll come back to my settings again and I'll make it 3x4. Okay, 2 options, Nano Banana Pro, and I'm going to click save. So here I want to upload my picture here. Okay, image, right? Let's upload an image here. Okay, I'm coming to download. Let me look for my image. Okay, I'm going to upload this. Right? So it's uploading. So when it's done uploading, so I'm going to add my prompts. Right? So mind you, here I've put in bracket, in parentheses, that referenced on the attached image with exact facial structure, texture, so on and so forth. So let's try this to see how it's going to come out now. Right? Let's go. Flow, I trust you. Let's do this together. Right? We're going to do it. Mind you, even this photo that I use for my flyers and my design, I generated it with the AI, and you can't tell if it is AI or not, right? Except you are someone who is smart, who understands how AI works, and you are able to decode that, oh wow, this is beautiful. I generated it with another of my picture. I referenced, the stuff to to do that, so on and so forth. So this is where we are going to, let's see how. Oh my god, it looks like me, man. So the next thing I'm gonna do, right, I don't like the glass. So this is not my type of glass. So what I'm gonna do, I want to see how I change what's it called, the glass to the one I'm wearing here, right? Now let's see, how do we say it. I got, okay, switch the glass to the original glass one on the attached reference, or replace. Okay, switch or replace. Okay, let's see how it's gonna do. So instead of writing this stuff again, I can just I think where I made the mistake, where he was describing that glass, I was supposed to take it off, because I've already told there's something that I want the facial structure, the features of the referenced image. So I was supposed to take that off, and I hope this doesn't mess it up, man. Let's go. Awesome. Here we go. So now I want to see which one is best, right? They all look like me, so I want to see which is best, this or this. Okay, I think okay, I'll download it too, by the way. So I'll choose. So I want to use this picture, right? Definitely it's what I'm going to use for a happy new month stuff. all right, so thank you. So I'm going to download the other one now, right? So on and so forth. So the next thing we're just going to quickly look at before we call this video a day is the camera angle cheat sheet. Okay, so now the essence of this camera angle cheat sheet is just to help you understand shot types, angle and lens depth. Now the shot type is a close-up macro shot, medium shot, wide shot, full body, so on and so forth. So these are the type of shot type. So when you see shot type, so you are able to determine from here, is it a close-up, a macro shot, a medium shot, a wide shot, a full body shot, or extreme wide close shot. Then angle level, then you have eye level, low angle, high angle, top down, flat lay, 45-degree angle, over the shoulder. Maybe I'm going to do another video to illustrate all these type of angles so that we see it and we understand, in case we want to create our own, we know what angle type that we're using is necessary. Then the lens depth, you have shadow depth of field, bokeh, background, shot on 35 mm, 50. These are for photographers, yeah. So, but you should learn it, right? This is where we're gonna draw the curtain for this particular video. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe for more tutorials. And if you found this helpful, put a like, a comment in this video, and you can as well share. So see you in my next video. Thank you.